We're gonna play one, we're gonna sing some and dance some, and we're gonna hope that you have a great time here tonight at Haro Tapas. ¿Vale? Ole! This is Flamenco Triana. Ole! Vamos para Sevilla. Ole! In 1986, I went to Malaga, which is in the south of Spain, which that's where flamenco's from. They had this little flamenco club, this little crummy-looking club, and I knocked on the door and was like, oh my God, what is this? It was a little spooky looking. And then this guy opens the little window and he goes, ¿Qué quieres? Like, what do you want? You know, I'm like, oh my God, what kind of place is that? So I asked him, you know, is there any flamenco show? And he's like, yeah, but you gotta come back later. You know, it doesn't start until 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, wow, these Spaniards, they're like late nighters. There was this whole gypsy family there. The uncle who was behind the bar serving drinks. Then the big gypsy mama, you know, like gorda. She was sitting there at the table and she was like, ven aquí, and she was like babbling all in Andalusian dialect. And so I saw this show, they were like dancing. And they did all these palmas and ole, ole, and jaleo. And when I saw this, I was just like, I had never seen anything like this in my whole life. It was so breathtaking for me. I was so impressed. It was like love at first sight, and I decided I want to learn how to express myself like this, just like that. Maybe we put it in the plants here. Oh, see, there you go. All right. Oops, I hope it's not going to fall over. All right. Here we are. Hola. I mean, how should I say? To work at a restaurant as a dancer, which that's my primary thing. I also sing, but I don't consider myself a singer. I sing because that was the first thing that they did in flamenco, and without singing, you cannot create that flamenco experience or ambiance. You know, if it's only guitar and dance, it's kind of two-dimensional instead of three-dimensional. It's the root of flamenco, and without the singing, it's just not the same. And the voice always speaks to everybody's soul right away. I'm originally from Switzerland. I was born and raised there, but I left back in '89. My first language is Schweizerdeutsch, and Spanish, it's like I don't know, I speak 6 languages. German or Swiss German, same. Spanish, English, French, Italian, and Portuguese. And I love languages. My favorite language is the language of dance. That's a universal language. That's actually number 7. Well, flamenco for me is a way of life, or an expression of life. It's not just that you go, you know, like somebody comes to a studio and you take a class for 1 hour and then it's finished. No, it's like flamenco lives with me every day. I need to be close with it so I can feel it, because it is a very emotional art form where you do express what the singer sings, where you do express your inner most intimate feelings, you know. And they have this thing in flamenco, they call it duende, which is kind of like when the soul from within a person takes over, and almost like you just do, or you just dance, you just sing, but you're kind of out of control, like something taken over inside you. This is what I'm trying to keep alive while I'm here in Chicago, which is very hard, you know, because it's not like I'm going out in the street and I have somebody in the street like singing flamenco to me or playing the guitar, or you go in a bar and they play flamenco music, or like when you go to Spain, like especially in the south where it's from, it's almost, it lives and breathes everywhere you go. Like you smell it in the air, it's in the food. The way people talk is exactly the way people would perform it on the stage, like, you know, just the culture and the mentality of these people.
My name is Kimball. I've been doing this style of music here for about 12 years. I heard some Spanish guitar music. Actually, it was on the smooth jazz station. That was really, I heard a group called Acoustic Alchemy. They combine like the Spanish guitar in kind of a jazz, smooth jazz kind of setting. And just one thing led to another, and I started digging into Spanish guitar.
My name is Riolo. I've been dancing flamenco for 4.5 years. I happen to live near a school of folk music in Chicago, and they had classes, and a friend of mine wanted to take a dance class in the dead of winter just for something to do. I just decided I wanted to be as good at it as I possibly can. I live in Chicago, and I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan.
I'm not Hispanic at all.
I don't speak Spanish.
I was born in the Chicago area. My parents were born in the Chicago area. My ancestors go back to Sicily. That's about as Latin as I get.
So like in this case, I have to, how should I say, commercialize it a little bit, because a lot of people that come here, they have never seen flamenco before, so I cannot come here and dance, for example, like a soleán, siguiría, which are one of the deepest songs and dances that you do in flamenco, because it would probably scare people away, because they are very tragic kind of songs and dances where you go very introverted. So here in this case, in a restaurant setting where people want to just come and have a good time and have some good food and good wine and good conversation, I try to keep it a little more in a happy, lively, lighter side of the flamenco. So that's why we'll be doing a lot of rumbas or just like light rhythms. This is a rumba, a rhythm that traveled from Spain to Cuba and back to Spain. It got all mixed up. There's little ingredients, a little spice. And here we go. Una rumba gitana. Vamos ahí. ¡Dale! Enamora de vida. ¡Ay! Que me se duele. Enamora de vida. Que me se duele. Yo no sé ni quién soy. No pretendiera. Yo no sé ni quién soy. No pretendiera. Volar, volando, volar, volando, voy. Volando vengo, vengo. Volar, volando, voy. Volando vengo, vengo. And also try to involve the audience, because it's a very small place, so that way, the audience, they feel more comfortable with it and can familiarize themselves better with flamenco also, since a lot of people haven't seen that before.
It's interesting. I think flamenco is becoming more of like a worldwide art form. Like people from all around the world go to Spain and they take classes, and there's like flamenco communities like in Chicago, New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles. I mean, there's even flamenco people like in Florida. I actually went to Nashville, Tennessee one time, and I was accompanying, me and a dancer went over there to give a class.
If it wasn't for all the foreigners that, you know, started developing this great passion for this art form, flamenco wouldn't be where it is nowadays. Flamenco used to come from the streets, like from the gypsies, or just from like a living room where they just did it in like little family gatherings or birthday parties and weddings and that kind of thing. And now it's on the biggest stages worldwide. I mean, you go to Japan, they have flamenco tablaos. They look just like the ones in Spain, and they have bigger flamenco stores where you can buy skirts and shoes and combs and things and shawls, and bigger selection than when you go to some stores in Spain. It's very amazing.
I think it's really like the international art form of like of the new, you know, the new century.